The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode. HBCU Hour. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's happening with you, bro?
Nothing much. Well, Halloween tomorrow. We've had Halloween this weekend, you know. Found out we got a lot more trick than we did treat. And I decided come out and show my true identity. So present to y'all. It's just me, Mr. Incredible. It's my true identity. Decided to be myself for Halloween. I know. You ain't see it coming. I know. Lost for words.
This guy
Lost
right
for words. Lost for words. Look. I got my tuck that in. I might have to take that back. Anyway. Man, what's good, man? It was a good weekend football. Had some amazing games. I found out I was completely wrong in my prediction.
It's all good. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. I enjoyed it though.
What was your prediction?
Hey, would you go by? Sorry. Civilians. But man, what a weekend for real though. We saw some amazing games. FAMU clinched. North Carolina Central continued to show their dominance. And I'll tell you this, the biggest surprise of this weekend, who I thought was going to be number 2 in the SIAC.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Sit on down. Sit on down.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be I'm gonna have to fix that. That's gonna bother me. But man, let's go ahead and get into it. But first, you know what we gotta do. We gotta get a shout out to our sponsors over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag will be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, we're back. What's good? Erica in the building. Eric was at the Magic City Classic with all the people, rubbing elbows with the famous
boy.
Yeah, man.
And all the A&M fam.
Yeah, I hate I couldn't be there, man. I swear I hate I couldn't be there. But man, let's start here, man. Let's talk about this FAMU. We've been saying, you know, people have been giving Willie Simmons blues over the last few years. Can't get it done. Willie gonna Willie. FAMU gonna FAMU. They been, I mean, talking bad. FAMU clinched the East before November.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
They had a very impressive homecoming win, 45-7 over Prairie View. What is it? Is it Tevin Griffey? I think that's it. Tevin Griffey, King Griffey's son, got his first pick six. Yeah, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about this FAMU team. Finally put together a full 60-minute game, and they look good.
Yeah, they did for sure. They look like the team that everybody thought was gonna be, you know, running away with the SWAC East and winning the SWAC and representing the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl. But I mean, what got me was how balanced they were. You know what I mean? Off actually running the ball and showing a commitment to the run, so to speak. 29 rushing attempts. I know some of those were kind of gadget type plays, but I mean it still counts as a run. So I mean when you pass for 25 attempts, run for 29 attempts, that's pretty balanced, and that's what we're not used to seeing that from FAMU.
Right. FAMU did establish a great commitment to the run, something that, like you said, we're not used to seeing. And I think that pays dividends, especially when, if you look ahead, who they're going to face on the other side come December, or end of December, you know what I'm saying, when, you know what I'm saying, the Celebration Bowl. So it's definitely something that we know that they've got to get done. They've got to do. Defensively, man, FAMU has continued to defensively, they've got to continue to improve, do better, stay dominant. I don't know what else to say about FAMU, but I got a lot to say about Prairie View.
What you got?
I like Prairie View. I like what Conley has done. But part of me feels like we've been hoodwinked. We've been led astray. We've been bamboozled. Maybe this Prairie View team ain't as good as we thought.
Well, I got Blue had brought it to our attention whenever they lost to Houston Christian, how bad of a loss that was, and how bad of a team Houston Christian is and has been. So I think the writing has kind of been on the wall that they may not be as good as some of us thought they were going to be. But at the same time, I don't think that they're as bad as they've kind of shown to be in some games this year, like the Houston Christian game and like the game versus FAMU. I think there's somewhere in between our expectations and what they've been playing like.
I completely agree. Now, I do want to say, because Erica brought it up when I said about the Celebration Bowl, she said, you don't know that yet. She's right. We don't know that.
That's
I'm just saying what
who they're gonna play.
Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna have to whether it's Central or whether it's Howard, it ain't gonna be Morgan State. Sorry, Banks. I apologize, in advance.
Right.
They're gonna have to be able to establish the run. Because we saw how. Say what?
You writing them off already, huh?
Oh, Morgan State.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Was this weekend? Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, I'm not sold on Morgan State yet.
That's fair.
I'll leave it alone. But yeah, man, what we saw at Prairie View, I expect a lot more. I think they're talented enough. But they mentioned, it was mentioned. They mentioned that it came up in a SWAC coaches conference about them when they play against mediocre not mediocre, I'm sorry. When they play against out of conference, they have struggled mightily. They've got outscored big time. Which led me to think that maybe there are bigger issues there. Maybe they were winning more off of familiarity with the teams they were playing against. Again, they got the talent. I just don't think they've put it all together. So Ron Jab Williams says PV was the softest team FAMU played. FAMU played Valley too, so I'm not going. I'm just his comment, not mine. So interesting.
I mean, Valley put up a tougher game, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they did. But congrats to FAMU getting it done. They now own the East, and now it looks like basically they still got something to play for. They got to play for home field advantage. So
yeah.
But man, we can move on to the next game that broke my heart. Just simply because I was a fan of one team over another. Broke my heart because I said it wasn't gonna happen. I ain't think it was gonna happen. I thought the team was good, but I do have a caveat to it. Let's talk about the Magic City Classic. Alabama State got the win, 31-16. When I made this prediction back in the summer, first thing I said was I think that Coach Maynard gets the quarterback situation right before E-Rob. I think I was still right on that. I think he got the quarterback situation right before E-Rob. Yeah. The problem was when E-Rob got that quarterback situation right,
he got it right.
And he got it right in time. They have routed off 3 straight wins. Homecoming win over Bethune. They got the big win over Jackson State, and now they got this big win in the Magic City Classic. And they are steadily building momentum as they move forward throughout the rest of the season. My question is, and I'm gonna ask this because I have a theory behind this. My question is, if E-Rob and Alabama State would have went with Stewart start the season, would that have given them an extra 1, maybe 2 wins? Would they be sitting in the driver's seat of the East? Because that game against he actually started against FAMU, so I can't say that. But that was his first, if I'm not mistaken, that was his first start. So he could have had a few under his belt and rode that wave. I'm just saying. I'm just asking. I'm gonna ask that.
I mean, you can maybe say if he plays the whole game versus Alcorn, maybe they get that one, the one that went to overtime.
Yeah,
I might give you that one. I don't know about the FAM game though.
Okay, you can give me the Miles game.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Alabama State is a quiet 5-3 now, I believe. Something interesting. And reason why I said that, because Erica says yes, they, saying extra, 1-2 wins.
I give you a win. 2 wins if you include the Miles one. So yeah.
Here's my thing. So something I've realized, a lot of times we look at people with players or they come in the season, late in the season, they'll finally get a start, get playing time. Like, why hadn't they been playing all season? something I know from experience as being a coach, being a football parent, football player. Sometimes that dog don't wake up till the middle of the season. Sometimes that dog don't look like a dog in practice, and then all of a sudden that light bulb switch, and you like,
Some people ain't practice players though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people
they don't. They gotta wait till the lights come on.
Yeah, I know my oldest, Jay Sean. His freshman year, it seemed like the first few games of that season, it was like we saw the potential, we knew he could do it, and then it was just like, where is it at? And then it'd be like, 3 games left in the season, all of a sudden he's, running over everybody, doing it, hitting, making those tackles. It's like, where was that all season? Sophomore season roll around. Same thing, except this time it was 6 games left in the season. It's like, man, why, why you didn't do that to start the season off? And then it clicks, and so sometimes it's like that. I've seen that with smaller kids where they may not understand the concepts until later on and it gets going. So I'm not willing to, I know I asked the question, posed the question. I'm not willing to say that Damon Stewart just, should have been starting from game 1, but I would have loved to have seen it, seeing where we at.
Yeah, I'm with you. I ain't gonna say he should have started over D. Davis, but if you ask me how many wins would they have gotten if he would have started over D. Davis, I'd 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I think you definitely get that Miles game, in my opinion. Now for the Alabama A&M side of this. Outside of Vanderbilt, every game that Alabama A&M has lost, because I was thinking about this, every game they have lost feels like they lost. I guess you can, understand Coach Simmons. It was self-inflicted, fumbling, and short field. The Hail Mary at the end of the half, and not this game and other games as well. Jackson State game, they gave up like 2 or 3 turnovers, beginning of the game. They went in a hole before they even knew it. Alabama State, the Hail Mary, the blocked field goal, muffed punts, interceptions. It's like they put themselves in a hole, and then it's like climb back out. And that's every game they've lost. They kind of did the same thing against UAPB, but found a way to win.
Yeah.
So,
like when we talked Saturday, you said, I told you the halftime score, and you said, oh, A&M in a good spot, they're a second half team. And it seemed like the exact opposite of that is what happened Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah. I told you
that Hail Mary at the end of half gave all the momentum to Alabama State, and they just rolled that momentum pause to the to the dub.
It's funny because I said that to you, and then as soon as I said that to you, I started watching the game, and I was like, "What is going on?" I turned the game off. I'm gonna be honest with you. I turned it off because I was like, I can't believe that happened like that. I do want to say what I saw at Alabama State, I love every bit of it.
It looked good.
Defense was flying around, offense was moving. They looked energized.
Involved.
Yeah, say again.
Getting Keyshawn involved.
Big time. Hands down, best wide receiver in the SWAC. Maybe best wide receiver in college. I mean, HBCU. So, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I saw at Alabama State. I think I ain't gonna say too little too late. I wish they would have hit this stride a little bit earlier in the season. Just to see what they would, what they do. Also, if I'm not mistaken, back-to-back games over 30 points. Something else we talked about. I gave the offensive coordinator hell. Now, granted, I do understand some of this came from the defense,
especially 24 versus They scored 24 versus Jackson State.
24 versus what they score against Bethune?
Hold on. I clicked off of it. My bad.
Oh no, it's all good.
I think it was like 19 versus Bethune. Yeah, 19.
Okay. But yeah, I know they have been, since they're starting, at least building to putting up points. I love what I see.
Yeah. Should be a good one this weekend. Miles Crowley revenge game.
Let's talk about that, man. This weekend we got, well, not this weekend, but this past weekend, Grambling took on Bethune-Cookman.
Yep.
Got the win 28-14. It was the last home game for Grambling this season. Yeah. Well, I didn't see any of this game. Did you get a chance to watch it? I looked at like Miles' stats. He didn't it wasn't like he
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was a running game, bro. Chance Williams went off. Chalk had a big game. I think Chance went for 120. Chalk and 2 touchdowns. Chalk went for like another 80, 90, and a touchdown. Miles only had like 150 passing, but they mostly controlled the game. They ran the ball like 40 times. They just tried to, control the clock, run time possession, and they really wasn't trying to air it out too much. But their defense looked pretty good too, though. Sundiata looked like.
I was just gonna say Sundiata had a game.
He looked like the preseason defensive player of the year. I will say that, but they had a couple of interceptions, special teams, pretty decent day. It just was probably the most complete game Grambling played all year, I would say, as far as defense and offense.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm glad to hear that.
I mean, they only gave up 7 points on defense.
Yeah. So
Bethune scored on a fumble recovery on defense. So Grambling defense only gave up 7 points, and that was the first points of the game.
Now, is on the Bethune side. We have been giving Bethune credit for being close in some games. Our guy MEAC Mike had a take. He said, I know that guy that they had as coach went crazy, but y'all should bring him back, get this team motivated, energized. I'm not going that far. I think Coach Woody is the right person for this job, but I wonder if this is a point in the season where, the team is kind of giving up and say, let's just get through it.
I mean, when you don't have a quarterback, it's hard to win games, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they average 2 yards a carry on 40-something carries. You know what I mean? Like 40-something carries less than 100 yards. I mean, when you don't have a quarterback that's a threat to the defense, it's hard to open up the offense, man. So I think that's the biggest thing for Coach Woody is they got to find a quarterback, man. I mean, we see what, like Valley, even though they're struggling to win games, you can still see them building something offensively because they
have a quarterback. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's what's missing for Bethune is they don't have – and they've been shuffling guys in and out, but they just can't seem to find the right guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Taraj says, I know it's going to be a challenge this weekend. He's, saying I'm excited to see this weekend. So
yeah, it's going to be a good one, bro.
Oh yeah. We had what was at one point the number one offense in the SWAC versus a top 3 defense. So, and a top 3 defense that now has more confidence in his offense too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's going to be
the top 3. I guess Grambling's still top 3. I hadn't looked at the numbers. I guess they still top 3 offense. But if whatever Grambling offense, they're starting to get a little more confidence in their defense as well. So I mean, it kind of going both ways.
Yeah. Next up, man, the prohibitive favorite to win the West at this point. Alcorn hosted Mississippi Valley State and got a big win, 24-3. I don't even know what to say. Biggest threat that Alcorn left.
Well, I don't know Jackson with the way Jacoby and Morgan been playing. Jackson might be.
Yeah, this is crazy. This West is every year it comes down to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jackson the biggest threat.
What do we have? Anything on hold on, man. Hold on. My bad. My bad, man. Trying to think where we at. Mississippi Valley, man. Trying to think who they got left because I know at one I gotta look at that.
They got Bethune this weekend.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about it on Thursday. We'll save it. We'll talk about it on Thursday. Man, we can move on to the next one. Next up, man, Jackson State versus UAPB, the coming out party for Jacoby and Morgan.
Yeah.
Jackson State got the win 40-14. Also made history, man. Congratulations to Lalani Armenta. I think that's right. First female student athlete to score in HBCU football.
Second?
Yeah,
she's the first D1.
Okay.
Shaw University got a female kicker.
Appreciate it.
All season.
Okay. Appreciate it. And D1. Okay. All right. But Lalani, man, she's a dog. She a baller. But yeah, congratulations to her. Congratulations, TC. Jacoby and Morgan, though, man. My goodness.
Yeah, my goodness of a game.
Yeah. It's scary what Jackson State is going to be able to do moving on from here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious to say that they found their quarterback, huh?
Yeah, that's another one where I'm not, because the way Jason Brown looked in the game one, I can't fault TC for making that choice. The way he looked in game two, and so on and so on. But he's had some good games. He wasn't terrible.
Yeah, so have a game like this though.
Yeah, he didn't. So I think it's, I don't know what to say about UAPB though. I don't know if you got something.
Same thing as Bethune. You gotta find your quarterback, man. All that playing hard and playing, playing for your coach and all that only goes so far, man. If you ain't got a quarterback, you handcuffed.
Yeah. This next game, I was surprised. Texas Southern versus Southern at Southern. Southern got the win 23-17 in overtime. To even get to overtime,
I wish Jamon was here.
Man, oh my goodness! To even get to overtime, they had to kick a 54-yard field goal with J-Mac standing under the goalpost praying, and he had a fan. I saw him. He had a fan holding it up. You know what I'm saying? Blowing the ball, pause. You know what I'm saying? Over the, you know what I'm saying, what's called it. That was like, you know what I'm saying? It was excellent kick, by the way. Excellent kick. Yeah. But I was not expecting this game to be this close.
I don't think it should have been that close.
Also, it's
Texas Southern though.
Yeah.
You want to talk about had a game?
Talk to him.
Owens, there's Owens from Texas Southern. Man ran for like 250.
Yeah. Craig was talking about it last night. He said something about it last night. Yeah, what's good, Craig? I don't know if Craig, saying can't tune in or not right now.
244, I think. Yeah, something like that. Man, he had a game.
Yeah. Listen, Texas Southern. I said before, the fight that they're showing, when with the adversity that they're going through, is admirable. Coach, a lot of people talking about Coach McKinley and and all that kind of stuff. I'm not ready to put him on the hot seat. Ron Jab says best running back in the SWAC.
Oof, that's saying something.
I don't know. He was best running back this weekend. In the SWAC. Now, so with that being said, with him saying that, because we get caught up when we talk about stuff like we say like best running back, best wide receiver, like Keyshawn Johnson, he's best wide receiver hands down. It's he's showing it. LD has showed some stuff, but my question is, are we looking at this like just this game, or are we looking at like overall from the season? I know.
He has an argument for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But I probably put him number 2. I still got Jarvie in number 1.
And with Irv being hurt, you can't put him. I'm pulling up the stats now to see who leads the.
Ron said he was the only running back to rush for 100+ yards against FAMU.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. And what you're basing that for. Let me see if I can find individual stats. Leaders rushing. He got a point. Darius Owens has 949 yards rushing on the season.
Mm-hmm.
The next closest is Irv Mulligan with 668. So he got a point. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? And I guess that was the question I was asking. Do we get caught up being stuck with like knowing the potential of other players and stuff and just say, nah, that ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you. I guess it depends on like what you asking when you saying best running back in the SWAC. Are you talking about like overall talent wise, or are you talking about who's having the best season right now?
Or what they mean and provide to their team.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get what you.
If you asking who having the best season by far is Owens by far.
Yeah. 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 Can't argue that. Now who got the best backfield? That's Grambling, because I'm looking here. They 1 and 2 in touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. So
yeah, and Texas State got an argument for that too, though. They got a deep backfield too.
Yeah,
and see, another thing is usage. Like, how much do you get? Like, how many carries do you get? How many touches do you get? Like, it's a lot of factors in all. That's why you can't just look at the stats, in my opinion.
Yeah. And Elmo is, as far as if we talking about like yards and stuff, they got 2 top 10 backs and stuff. It's a lot, like you said, it's a lot if we was talking about. Yeah. Whoa, he came in hot. Cousin Dave in the building, Dave Gardner. From the Marching Maroon and White. He says hashtag Fire Mainer. Whoa.
We said at one point going into the Magic City Classic that this was 2 coaches who was finna see who was gonna be on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, one of them still on it.
Yeah. I do want to say now, Coach Maynard did say that he talked to like fans will walk up to him and say it's the only job he's ever been at where they said you only got to win 2 games, homecoming and Magic City Classic. So that's the only job he's ever been at like that. And he's lost the Magic City Classic back-to-back years. So
yeah.
Interesting.
Ain't looking good.
Yeah. Now this Texas Southern game, as we get ready to wrap this up, and move on to the MEAC play. Anything else to be said about anything we need to
I say
about Southern.
They can't keep playing with their food like this, bro.
Playing with their food, bro. I'm gonna say, listen, I'm gonna take this mask off because this is killing my eyes.
Because they got Alcorn, PV, and Graham.
Southern.
This weekend is for the SWAC West lead right now.
Southern. You remember that when Chris Brown and Lil Dicky did the song, you know what I'm saying, Freaky Friday, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, they woke up in North Carolina A&T body.
Chill out.
Bruh, they had what?
Chill out, bro.
40 yards passing, something like that? What? If that?
Blood had 58.
You saying chill out. Heat up.
I mean, that's real. That's 8 of 26 for 58 yards.
Yeah. So, Taraj said, "Don't worry, we're gonna take care of them Jags come Thanksgiving weekend."
You better be rooting for Jackson State then. Well, you need Alcorn to lose too. So you better be rooting for Southern this weekend. I know that's probably like,
but yeah,
happen, but you know,
yeah. Like I said, we gotta see. Southern gotta do something though. They've been so up and down, and I'm more surprised because of Dooley's success as a offensive coordinator.
Yeah. They ain't trying. No.
I expect more. So next up, man, let's talk about this bloodbath that we witnessed on Thursday night. Ooh. South Carolina State versus North Carolina Central. North Carolina Central got the win 62-28. We ain't got to stay here long. South Carolina Central's South Carolina State, excuse me. Offense showed some promise at the end of the game, but it was at the end of the game. Man. North Carolina Central looked like they're like an NFL team out there. As far as they look like it looked like a college versus high school.
Man, it looked like a money game, bro.
It did. Hold on, I'm sorry.
It looked like a money game out there. They just looked like they was on 2 different playing fields. Eric Prairie said they allowed 8 points, unacceptable.
Yeah, she's so funny. Let's talk about Howard for a second, since because it ain't much to say about that Central game. Howard, man, they got the win over Delaware State, 17-10. Erica, baby, I was expecting more, and I know she was verbal about this as well. Delaware State was not the team you want to just cruise by.
Nah, they played pretty decent. That
is true. That is true. She makes a valid point. They did play against the Delaware State head coach is their former offensive coordinator. So he knew their signals.
Yeah,
Michigan ain't have to tell him. He all the tricks and the secrets.
My question for Howard is, what's up with Eden James?
Somebody tell me. I don't know.
I mean, Hawthorne and Hunter had a decent game on the ground, pretty good game on the ground, but Eden, I don't know where he was at. I mean, I don't know if he was sick, banged up or something, but he ain't look too good. I think he only had like 3 carries or something like that in the game, but I don't know. I didn't know what I mean, the broadcast didn't really say much about him, so I didn't know what was going on, but Q still looked pretty good. Still ain't throw for 200 yards, but they got a
question. I got a question about this too. What do you trust more? Q Will to be consistent or R. Kelly at a cheerleading competition?
Man, stop it, bro.
That man is not consistent.
He ain't play bad though.
He ain't play bad, but he is not consistent. So I used to think Erica was just picking on him, but he is more of a liability.
He ain't play. He was 19 and 25 for 183 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
I mean, if you gonna do that, you gotta do that after a bad game.
Okay, that's fair.
You can't do it whenever he played decent, and you know what I mean. Like, he did what he was supposed to do.
That's fair. I'll leave it at that. It's conference play. Maybe it's because it's conference play. It's the reason why he's looked better. But I don't know. Now we can talk about this. Hold on.
Ooh, this game right here.
Any team that fights a band. Morgan State, come on up. I will say that's probably the most fight we've seen out of Morgan State's offense all season. And that was in the tunnel. But they did put up some points this game. Morgan State's, actually they shocked me. They won 32-28, beating Norfolk State. But I heard it was brass everywhere. Woodwinds was getting pushed around. Flag girls that's what I was worried about, because I seen flags and I didn't know if it was flag guys or if it was flag girls getting pushed and hit, but that bothered me. Like, on a serious note, that game, that is the fight, the incident in the tunnel is being investigated. So I don't want to talk too much about that, but on the field, Morgan State shocked me. I did not expect them to put up 32 points.
Well, I mean, the offense put up 17. Defense and special teams scored a touchdown.
So even them putting up 17 was.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair, but that's fair. But I don't know if you can count on your defense and special teams to get you a touchdown every game. You know what I mean? But
let me ask you this. Are you more impressed that Norfolk State put up 28?
Yeah.
That goes to show matchups make games. Because Morgan State came out looking like, well, Morgan State also had 3 weeks before that North Carolina. That North Carolina Central.
This is a good point, though. This is a good point. Because they gave up 22 in the fourth quarter to Morgan State. And true enough, that was when the special teams and defensive touchdowns were. You know what I mean? So, but
she's right. They gave up 15 to Howard.
Yeah. So I mean, they played great through 3 quarters. Like they was up 21, I think 28-10, 21-10, something like that against Morgan going into the 4th quarter. I think it was 21-10. Then they scored first in the 4th quarter. 28-10. And then the rest is history.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I'm more Norfolk State giving up points in the 4th. How long has Odom been there? This year 3, year 2?
How long Dooley been?
2 years. So this year 2. So
I mean, they're not far away.
They're not.
Got to be more disciplined late in game.
Yeah. Tennessee State got the win over Lindenwood, 43-20. Eddie George quietly building a nice little resume to find himself into the FCS playoffs.
Yeah, they're a top 25 team now.
So yeah, definitely worthy of that. They're pretty much in most people's HBCU top 3, top 4. Zach talked about it during the spring, talked about it preseason. They had this what they had to do. This was the thing. They had to get it done this year, and it looks like they're doing that. Making noise and stuff. And Eddie Joyce is definitely, since starting to prove his worth. So I guess trying to build that resume before you go to FBS for Tennessee State, make that jump. Yeah. Oh, I did. Thank you to Dr. Cavill too. Shout out Dr. Cavill. You know how we've been talking about Tennessee State and the mandate about them not being able to join the SWAC and stuff. He said that's actually not true. He said there's no mandate on that. He said that's actually just by choice. He said that was for a long time. That's what everybody was told. He said, but that's not true. So, yeah, Tennessee State not being in a HBCU dominant conference is strictly on them. So when Eddie George makes those complaints, on one person to look at.
Yeah.
So hold on, man. I forgot to set this up before the show. My bad. Hold on real quick. Let me fix this real quick. Boom, boom. Do this. Because we're getting close to that time. We're getting ready to talk about the 2 teams that was the most hated last week.
Most hated.
Yeah, they was the two of the most hated teams last week. North Carolina A&T and Hampton. Teams that people were getting hate from every direction. I'm sorry, I just seen Erica last comment. But North Carolina A&T versus Hampton. Hampton got the win 26-24. Dave might need to be writing that check. Say what?
The biggest surprise though is A&T outgained Hampton through the air.
I'm scared to ask. What was it?
A&T had 204. Hold on, let me look at the total team stats. But White had 211 through the air. Zealous had 198.
Yeah, I see 211, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Yeah, so the streak over, man. They threw 400 yards.
Yeah, they did. That was the way on 10 completions at that. Interesting. Yeah. I was about to say
a couple people wanted though, huh?
So, yeah, Dave is about to owe some people money. I was going to say, if only the North Carolina A&T daddy was a head coach, maybe they throw the ball a little bit more.
Don't get me started that
say what?
They busy right now trying to find some jewelry.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. This is a rare occasion.
Somebody misplaced it.
Yeah, they just moved it to a different area. It's all good. It'll be found soon enough. Man, next up, man, we can talk about our D1 HBCU top 10 for this week. Let's go ahead and take a look. Moving up into the top 10, moving back into the top 10, Hampton at 4-4. Welcome back to the top 10. Number 9, Alabama State at 4-3. Grambling with their win moved up to number 8 at 4-4. Howard moved back up to number 7 at 4-4. Southern stayed put at number 6 at 5-3. Jackson State stayed put at number 5 at 6-3. Alcorn State stayed put at number 4 at 5-3. Tennessee State stayed put at number 3 at 6-2. FAMU stayed put at number 2 at 7-1, and Central stayed put at number 1 at 7-1. So, hold on, before we get ready to move into D2 football, let me give a quick second for our sponsors. All right, we back. Y'all are here on the audio version. And maybe on well, no, it'd be just audio version. And SIAC Tuskegee welcomed in Clark Atlanta. It's some problems in Tuskegee. Tuskegee got the win 14-3. We were sold fool's gold on this team as well early.
Yeah. They still winning though, but I don't think that they like contender for SIAC. Like
no, they're not. I gotta check. I gotta check and see what the standings are, because I gotta check and see what the standings are, because that race for number 2 is very interesting. Little mama in the building.
Need to be getting ready for bed, girl.
She said she finna go get that candy tomorrow. She excited. Right now, this game. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My bad. Right now, Tuskegee and Fort Valley tied for second.
Yeah, and that early win, it was not a conference game, so that's not even the tiebreaker.
Yep.
I wonder if that factors into a tiebreaker. It's probably they're gonna look at common opponents first, though. So, next up, man, this one. First of all, shout out to Allen University's social media team. Petty. Extremely petty. Every game. Edward Waters went down to take on Allen. Allen put it on. Well, went up to take on Allen. Allen put it on them 59-21. Edward Waters was one of the hottest teams in the SIAC, and it didn't matter. Shout out to Allen for doing that thing with that 59-21 win. Coach Teddy Keaton, his name was brought up as somebody to possibly look at to replace Buddy Pugh, and that name is getting hotter and hotter. So shout out to him. Speaking of another name that was listed on that list, Coach Chennis Berry and Benedict went on to take on Savannah State. They got to win 38-17, but
it was close for a little while, brother.
There you go. There you go.
For a little while, my boy.
Yeah. Are we seeing a Benedict team that's starting to reach that point where I ain't gonna say that. It seemed like Benedict be doing like you do remember on EA Sports when you used to have those challenges like biggest comeback and you know saying down in the saying by such and such and make a comeback in the second quarter, stuff like that. So
it's like they see how close they can get the game, then blow them out. Like that's what they what they did Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's Benedict continues to roll though. I still don't see anybody being much of a challenge outside of I did say Miles, but let's talk about Miles. Miles took on Albany State. Well, let me rephrase that. Albany State took on Miles. And they took them on. And they got the big win, 48-7. So yeah. Oh, the Marshall girls in the building. What's up, Aaliyah? So, but yeah, I didn't see this one coming. I didn't see that game coming. I didn't see the results. And then when I looked at the highlights and stuff, it wasn't even close. This wasn't like it wasn't like just Albany State came out and completely dominated start to finish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't leave no room for doubt in that one, bro.
No room. Speaking of no room for doubt, Lincoln, PA versus Virginia State. And I had to check this score like 3 times because I thought it was a typo. If I told you the over-under was 95, I guarantee you 99% of the time you're going to take that under.
Oh, yeah. 100 times I'm taking the under.
You would have been wrong in this time. Virginia State beat Lincoln, PA 75-25. I read that and I felt I wanted to call Coach, Coach G, good friend of the program and just tell him,
That's rough right there.
Just see if he needed something. Just checking on your day, make sure you was all right. So that's what I wanted to do. But
you sure that's go right,
bruh. I've checked on their on the actual CIAA website.
God, 75, bro.
75-25. I checked it, and then I went back and matter of fact, I'm finna.
No, I mean
check something else. No, I know, but I just because I'm like you, I did not believe it. I thought it was a typo. No, everywhere I'm looking is.
Love you too, baby. Good night.
Yeah.
But yeah, them man, that's oof. That's rough.
Long day at the office.
That's a burn the tape day right there.
That's one of them nights you come home from work and just, baby, I'm just gonna lay my head on your lap and go to sleep. Next up, man, Virginia Union took on Coach Coxum and and the guys over at Bluefield State got the win 57-12. Elizabeth City coming off the major upset of Virginia State. played Bowie State and fell 19-7. And then Winston-Salem went down and took on Johnson C. Smith, and Johnson C. Smith got the win 35-31.
Big win for Johnson Smith.
Yeah. Let's that was it. Some of the bigger games that we talked about. Let me put up some of the other notable games. Let me pull them up here. In the SIAC, hold on one second. Let me get to pull up. In the SIAC, Kentucky State edged out Morgan 23-21. Fort Valley State beat Virginia Lynchburg 37-26. Central State survived Lane 17-14.
Well, that was a block punt late in that game for the game. Go ahead touchdown. We've seen a lot of special teams be the difference in some of these games.
Yeah. In the CIAA, Fayetteville State beat Shaw 21-14. And St. Augustine, Livingstone beat St. Augustine 34-14. So that was it, man. That was it. Next up, man, we got Conference Players of the Week. We've got the CIAA, the SIAC, SWAC, MEAC, and CIAA. So, give me 1 second. Let me get this pulled up. And start off first with the SWAC. No surprise here. Offense was quarterback from Jackson State, Jacobian Morgan. Defense was the defensive lineman from Grambling St. Anderson. Specialist making history was Miss Lalani Armenta. And then newcomer was defensive back Amon Scarborough. This is the SWAC Players of the Week, sponsored by Pepsi. On the MEAC side, you had the Offensive Player of the Week from North Carolina Central, Davis Richard. The Defensive Player of the Week for Morgan State was Eric Hunter. The Rookie of the Week from South Carolina State, Jawarn Howell. The Offensive Lineman of the Week from North Carolina Central, Torricelli Simpkins III. And the Specialist. I'm sorry. You say something? Oh, I thought you said something. My bad. And the Specialist of the Week from Morgan State, Keith Jenkins Jr. Next up for the CIAA, we have their Food Lions Players of the Week. The quarterback of the week was Jordan Davis from Virginia State. The running back of the week was Tim Newman from Johnson C. Smith. The wide receiver of the week was Saeed Sadibi from Virginia Union. The offensive lineman of the week was Justin Meade from Virginia Union. The defensive lineman of the week was Shawan Lewis from Bowie State. The linebacker of the week was Kerryon Martin from Winston-Salem State. The DB of the week was Colby Merritt from Fayetteville State. The DB of the week was Dirk Curtin from Johnson C. Smith, and the Rookie of the Week was Dalen Lee from Winston-Salem State.
Congratulations, young man.
Yeah, it was big stuff, man. A lot of these names we starting to see over and over.
Over and over.
Yeah, so starting to shape out to who we might see as the Conference Players of the Year, All-American list, all that good stuff. So next up, man, let's get ready to wrap this up. We got anything else, man, we left out?
Nah, man. But Thursday we got a semi watch party, I guess.
Okay. Who got on Thursday?
We got Bethune and Valley on ESPN.
Bethune and Valley. I like that one. It's gonna be interesting. Finally get to. Well, I ain't gonna say finally get to watch. Let the world see. What's the kid name? Quarterback. Williams. I can't even think it's freaking Tajarian.
Oh yeah, Tajarian Williams.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the only game we got on Thursday. I don't think we got no MEAC game.
Let's see.
Low enough for me, so
let's see. Looking at Thursday. You got some you got some FBS games that are actually pretty
decent.
Yeah, you got TCU, Texas Tech, Wake Forest, Duke, and the Battle of the Belt, South Alabama at Troy.
Oh nah. Watching Bethune.
Yeah, I mean, I know which game I'm watching, but I'm just saying those games will be on. But yeah, Valley at Bethune. That's gonna be a good one.
Yep.
It's gonna be a good one. I'm trying to think. I feel like we're missing something. There's another story or something that we're missing. Can't think what it is. So.
There's a game being moved. The Texas Southern game, I believe it's versus Alcorn. They're moving it till Sunday. Not this weekend, but next weekend.
Why are they moving to Sunday? Any particular reason?
It's something to do with the stadium and a soccer team having a stadium for Saturday, so they got to move for Sunday.
Gotcha.
I believe it's Alcorn that they play that week.
Okay. So logistics reasons. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Finish out this game watching these the Lions and the Raiders. It's a close game right now.
But we're not gonna talk about that.
Well, I will say it might be a reason why they performing like they performing. Because there is a certain somebody in the audience tonight.
Yep. I told them to keep them away from the Pelicans.
What's good, Derek Carr? All right, man. Let's get up out of here. We'll see y'all on Thursday. Like that, we out. This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Bring me my money.